What's happening, everybody? Welcome back. This is Forgo, and today I want to talk about what Kofus needs to do in order for this game to be more successful, in order for it to gain more players in the game, because the game does have a few issues. There's some things that it does really, really great, and there's some things that it doesn't do so great. So a big thing in this game is the fact that, we don't really get to use our roster. We don't really get to use a lot of these characters in our roster. In the very beginning, yeah, you get to use a lot of these characters in game modes like Reviving Hell's Dungeon. You can use them in this game mode right here and gain you some experience bottles, which will help level up your characters from A1 to A2 to A3 and so on and so on and so on. And then that's a good thing, but you're going to reach a point where this is going to become pretty damn easy, especially with a level of power that we have with our characters. And then when you go into a game mode like Chapter of Fight, right? Chapter of Fight is a cool game mode. You guys can see that I've completely completed it. And I feel like for a lot of veteran players, especially, that we have reached a point in the game where this has just become really, really easy. You need 201,000 CP or combat power in order to finish this. And characters now, guys, are getting 3, 4, 500,000 CP. So I don't think it would hurt at all for Netmarble to increase the stages in here. I think that would be pretty cool. Maybe to 110 or 120. Maybe give us a way to gain a few more extra rubies. I think that would be a nice improvement to the game mode, because in all honesty, it's a game mode where CP is a requirement, right? It doesn't matter how strong your characters are. And in a way, this is good, especially considering the power creep of the characters that we have. And I like that, right? I like the fact that you have to have a certain amount of CP in order to get it done. You can't cheese ball these opponents, and I think that is a good thing. So I think just giving us more stages would be a really good thing in this game mode. I don't think really anything else needs to change about it. Time attack, well, Dungeon of Trials, this game mode, guys, seriously, it's just become a complete joke, right? It is so easy for especially like veteran players, guys. And when I say veteran players, I'm talking about even my free-to-play account. Even my free-to-play account can absolutely destroy this thing. Guys, there's players using characters on auto mode and getting the max scores. On auto, they're getting the max score. So I really think they need to revamp this, rework it, do some things with it to improve it, whether it's increase the score and where we get actual better rewards, because really the rewards in here, for some reason, this isn't showing up, but the rewards in here just really aren't the greatest, guys. You get these single attack stones in here, and it'd just be nice to get something else. Guys, to be fully transparent with you, I don't even play this game mode. I never do, and I never seem to run out of resources at all. Granted, this is an account where I spend money, but even on my free-to-play account, I don't play that game mode at all. I skip it all the time because there's really nothing relevant about it, in all honesty. Yeah, you can gain some extra rewards, but I'm telling you, when you just play through the game and you play all the events that we have, you're going to get enough resources to level up your characters. Believe me, even on my free-to-play account, it's pretty simple. And then we get into time attack. Time attack's actually in a pretty good place, in my opinion, because they recently did a thing in this game mode where, they made it more difficult. Now, right now, it's back to what it originally was, but on Saturday and Sundays, they made it a little bit more difficult at certain time periods where you're going to need to have some really, really strong characters. And honestly, I want them to keep that, and I like that they're alternating between kind of the easier mode on the weekends and then with the more difficult mode back and forth. I like that they're doing that because it gives a multitude of players the ability to be able to get more rewards, or more rubies is actually what I should say. So I think that's really good. And then we get into Team Relay Challenge. Now, this game mode is a complete joke. And you'll find in this game, guys, that's kind of the thing, right? When you play for a while, like all these game modes become a joke. Time attack still can be difficult at times, but a lot of these other game modes can be really just nothing burgers, guys. Like, this is so easy. Look at the characters that I use on this account. I use BS Rugal. I use, Ryu. Like, I use these characters on auto, guys. I'm not even using any EX characters. And I don't even use the card sets, guys. I don't even use card sets on them. And they easily get the scores. It's so stupid. And then here, let me show you. Like, look, watch this. Watch this, okay? This is going to be a prime example of how easy this game mode is. It's why I don't even see requests for anybody asking for any guides on this. Back in the day, I actually made guides for this, and I really would like to see a revamp of Team Relay Challenge too. To be perfectly honest with you guys, I really would. I would like to see it, to give players another goal to strive for. And But at the same time, I kind of want them to keep it the way it is because it's a nice little tool or a place where newer players can actually get a bunch of rubies, right? But it's only a one and done ruby reward. So what would really be cool is if they set a point threshold in here to where if you get a certain amount of points, you can get more rubies, right? Maybe be a one and done thing, but I think that would be pretty cool if they did that. Now, and look at my score, guys. Look at my score. These characters are all over a year old that I'm using right now, right? No EX characters. We're just, I mean, it's a complete joke. And we're just destroying the crap out of it, right? It's just become an auto game mode. And you definitely don't want a bunch of auto game modes in a fighting game. You know, it's just, like, it's fine, I guess, but look at how easy that was, man. Look at how. And if I was using my EX characters like Iori and Shane and all those characters, man, we would destroy this in like 5 seconds. It'd be so. It's a nothing burger, guys. It really needs to get a little bit more, right? And then we have the Team Relay Challenge. This is honestly really good. I really wish they would add more of these in here to where we could get more rubies on a weekly basis because you can actually get 150 rubies from each of these things every single week. I wish they would add one more. That would be pretty cool, right? The Tower Trials. I've talked about this game mode multiple times. This is a terrific game mode, but the problem with it is it's just one and done. If they just made this a replayable game mode, I would be pretty happy, at least for a while. Let me know in the comments how you guys would feel. But if they made this a replayable game mode, it'd be so much better than just getting it done, getting your rewards and finish. I mean, I could easily do this. Easily. I've made multiple videos of, this account easily being able to do this. And even my free-to-play account can do this. But having that replayability would be really cool because this is actually a fun game mode, right? It's a really fun game mode. And then we get into some PvP action. Now, Championship, I'm not even going to go into Championship, guys. It's really just so broken in there. It's not even funny. But if you enjoy playing Championship, that's all good. League Match is a PvP game mode, but you are facing AI, not necessarily player versus player. But it is PvP. It's considered PvP. Honestly, this isn't a bad game mode. It's just, it doesn't really give that many rewards. That's kind of the thing I don't like about it is this is actually more difficult than Absolute War, yet you don't get near as many rubies out of this, right? I mean, you do get some of these things. I mean, they have kind of added some rewards in here, but I guess it's okay the way it is, but I really wish they would kind of increase the ruby count. You might hear me say that quite a few times. And then Absolute War is actually really good. I really don't have any complaints about it because in here, you can actually level up your fame system by acquiring these rewards, and I like it. I think Absolute War is terrific. It's pretty easy, but honestly, it's really good. It's really good for all the players. I do like it. And then we get into, the guild content, which is the Guild Boss Challenge. Now this here, guys, I have complained about this game mode I don't know how many times, right? I got 420,000 of these tokens. 420,000. You know how many of these boxes I can get? And yet I don't pull for them because I don't need any of them. I don't need anything really out of here, guys. Them transcend card, about the only thing I would want. I have an insane amount of, hammers, elemental cores, capsules, and imprint stones. Like the imprint stones that they put in here, are double attack, and that is nice. Don't get me wrong. I mean, no, that's good. That's good. But I think a lot of players these days, they're always giving us the moon and star-shaped stones for, the EX characters. Granted, you're probably going to have to level them up to A5 in order to get them. So I guess on one hand, it's still pretty decent if you are lucky enough to get one, but I really wish they would have some kind of pity system in here to where you could actually pick and choose the stone that you want instead of it being an RNG crapshoot. We've had this game mode for a long time, and if they would just eliminate the RNG to where we could at least do it, once every couple weeks even would be fine. If we could just every couple weeks, we'd have a pity system to where you could choose the stone that you want. That would be pretty cool. If they did that, this game mode would be already so much better that it wouldn't even be funny. And then we get into Guild Raid. Guild Raid isn't bad, but in all honesty, guys, we need a few things to happen in this game mode. Now, evidently, they're going to be working on this. And they're going to be changing some things about Guild Raid, although we have no idea what they're going to be doing. But, I mean, we're all the way up to Inferno, and honestly, Inferno's become a complete joke. This game mode, guys, is just... It's a joke, guys. It's a joke, right? I mean, especially, listen, even if you have level 90 characters, this is easy. You need 1.25 billion to get it done, right? 1.25 billion, right? I'm going to use my cursor, okay? I'm not even going to use my controller, right? And yes, I know. I'm using, Kula, right? I know. People are going to be like, yeah, but you're using an A5 Kula. I know, guys. But seriously, this is easy, right? And look at the score I already got, right? And all you need is 1.25 billion, right? I mean, look at this, right? I'm just horsing around. I'm just horsing around. I mean, look at this. 55 billion. I mean, 55 billion. It's just it's cool and awesome, guys. Cool, no pun intended. But it's unneeded. It's not needed. It's just, I really wish they would do something in this game mode to where we would have some incentivization or motivation to want to do these high scores instead of just gloating and, showing off. Like, I really wish they would do something to where we would need to do these trillion runs and all these ridiculous runs to have more motivation for it. I've talked about this in multiple videos where all they got to do, guys, is just, again, just like that Guild Boss Challenge, give us a pity system to acquire certain rewards without RNG. In fact, I believe really we're well at the point, in fact, past the point of being able to have like a pity system in this game mode to where you can actually get a BS or SS generic memory of your choosing through a pity. You should be able to get one of those things for a pity. It shouldn't be RNG. This is unbelievable to me, but there are players, ever since this has been introduced, there are players that maybe have only gotten one or two of these things. And guys, they've been in this game for a long time. This has been in the game for a long time. That is insane to me. Not everybody has the same luck. So if they introduce some kind of pity system, it would improve the game so much, especially considering what we had with the Alexandrite event. Those BS and SS characters were buffed up tremendously in that event, and that's where we could actually acquire an EX memory. And if they do things like that in the future, then being able to have a pity system for an SS or BS memory would be insane for us and would be so helpful. We're pulling for EX characters, right? We're not even pulling for BS and SS characters anymore. It's just EX, right? So give us a pity system to where we can actually get these SS and BS memories, right? You can limit it to where, it's just one a month. Even if it was just one BS or SS memory a month, it would still be way better than what it is right now, right? I mean, if you have so many of these boxes, you're guaranteed a BS or SS memory, right? Some kind of soft pity. That would be cool. Like, that would be freaking amazing for the game, guys. That would be so good. And last but not least, what really needs to happen in this game in order for it to become even more successful, and I've talked about this in another video as well. I've mentioned these things a bunch of times, and I'm going to keep reiterating them to Netmarble in hopes that they're going to make some of these changes. But something else they need to do, guys, is give us a boss content, right? Give us some boss fights, right? Have it to where it's like Tower of Trials, right? Like Tower of Trials here. Where's Tower of Trials? Right, or Chapter Fight, sorry. Have it to where it's like Chapter Fight or Tower Trials to where, you have floors. So like I face Ignis stage 1, Ignis stage 2, Ignis stage 3, and it gets more difficult. He has more HP, he has more defenses. Maybe he has certain mechanics and certain different levels and so on and so on and so on. Right? That would be so amazing to have an Ignis boss, a Rugal boss, a Guinness boss, Mukai, Orochi, Magaki, blah, 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 blah. Like, it would be so cool, right? And then have those versions of those boss fighters become playable characters in the game. How awesome would that be if we had that, guys? It would be another game mode where we would have motivation and incentivization to go to higher stages. When you play these game modes where you just have like a small amount of points, like Guild Raid, there's just not much motivation to keep trying to push it. But if you have stuff like this where you have all these different levels, there is a reason to try to push it, especially if they give us better rewards. But I found in other games that I play, guys, that have this kind of thing, that even if the rewards aren't that good, a lot of players still get excited, still get motivated to push higher stages because it's just fun. It's just fun saying, oh yeah, my Rugal destroyed stage 50 of blah, 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 right? My Rochi destroyed stage 100 of blah, 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 blah. That is just fun to be able to do. And, we really can't do that because in this game mode, it's really just all about, having the CP, and in Tower of Trials, it's really just all about having super strong characters, and this has really just become, for veteran players, easy. Definitely not for newer players, but for veteran players, this has become very, very easy. And having that kind of game mode would be insane for this game. We really, really need a KOF boss content, guys. We really, really need something like that to where you had to use certain colors, certain elements. Maybe you would have to use a red balanced fighter where Mina would be insane. Maybe you would have to use a purple attack fighter. Maybe you would have to use just attack fighters or defensive fighters, and so on and so on and so on. Like maybe you'd have to use a certain team, right? Maybe you'd have to use a certain team for those boss fights, like soldier and agent team. Like how awesome would it be if they'd done something like that, right? It would give you more of a reason to pull for more characters, guys. It would make more characters more relevant. Maybe you'd only have to use BS or SS characters in it, guys. Like these kinds of things would make Kofus so much better, at least in my humble opinion. But those are some things that really should change in the game, guys, to really make it better. And there's definitely other things that definitely can be done to improve the quality of life of the game. And I could probably make another video about that. But guys, let me know what you would like to see applied in the game. Let me know what you think would make this game a whole lot better and increase the longevity of it. And I do stream on Twitch at 9 p.m. D+7 time. The link is in the description below. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Y'all take care and have a good one. See everybody. Take care.